Hi everyone, I'm Claire Falkvane, Head of Content for the VUCA Power, Energy and Water Division. Today I'm speaking with Yoli, who is responsible for the conference program for Water Security Africa Johannesburg. We're going to talk about what to expect, why this event is important, and who should be attending. Yoli, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you so much, Claire, for having me. Appreciate being here.
Can you maybe give me a bit of an idea of what the thinking was and why it was decided to incorporate Water Security Africa with the C&I Energy and Storage Summit?
The decision really came from what we're seeing across the market, that energy and water challenges are increasingly interconnected. There's a strong synergy between the two. So many commercial and industrial operations rely heavily on both resources. So thinking manufacturing, mining, agriculture, and even property management. You can't run away from efficient production, cooling systems, or irrigation without secure water resources. So just as you can ensure reliability without stable energy. So rather than separating the conversations, we wanted to then bring them together underneath one platform where business leaders, policymakers, and solution providers can explore integrated resilience strategies. So it's helping industries understand how water and energy systems overlap and how to build long-term sustainability around both and growth.
Yeah, it's been interesting as we've been speaking to some of the large energy users and mentioning the Water Security Africa element. They're all saying, well, actually, yeah, because, in some cases, people are responsible for both. And in other cases, they're only responsible for one element, but the increasing interconnectedness is definitely being seen. So maybe you could then just kind of expand on who this event is actually targeted at.
So the event is primarily designed for commercial and industrial decision makers, so people responsible for operations, sustainability, or infrastructure within sectors like mining, manufacturing, agro-processing, real estate, hospitality, and food and bev. No, it is quite a mouthful, but those are the people that we are targeting. So we're also bringing in voices from the public sector as well, finance and advisory communities. So those developing policy frameworks, funding models, and new technologies that support water resilience. Essentially, if your business depends on consistent high water quality for production or processing or even cooling, this is the community that you want to be part of.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that we're going to increasingly see water becoming more of a concern. I mean, we've already seen that there are water challenges, and from the commercial and industrial perspective, of course, that has enormous repercussions. Expanding on that, why should people attend Water Security Africa Johannesburg?
So, as you know, water risk is no longer an abstract issue. It's a boardroom challenge. So, from rising costs and stricter compliance to irritating infrastructure and climate driven scarcity, these are operational risks that are directly affect bottom line. So, water security gives attendees the chance to connect with industry peers, solution providers who are actively addressing these challenges. So, they'll gain practical insights into technology efficiency. It's also a space to understand where investment is flowing and how companies are using data, AI, or even circular water strategies to future proof their operations. So it's not just about awareness, it's about action and implementation.
Yeah, I think the fact that this is something aimed specifically at the commercial and industrial sector is of particular importance, especially since they make up the largest part of um, our large water users, but also that none of the solutions that are being proposed or discussed are abstract. They're all actually part of um, the conversation. Maybe you could just give me an idea of what it is that you're looking forward to hearing about. I must admit, I'm quite excited about the keynote. I think that it's going to be really interesting to hear the perspectives of both large power users and large water users around where those intersections are occurring. But maybe you could give me an idea of what it is that you're interested in hearing more about.
So we're very, very excited for the upcoming summit. In particular, why should people attend is that water risk is no longer an abstract issue. It's a boardroom challenge. So from rising costs, stricter compliance to deteriorating infrastructure and climate-driven scarcity, these are operational risks that directly affect the bottom lines. So Water
Mm.
Security Africa gives attendees a chance to connect with industry peers and solution providers who are actively addressing these challenges. So they'll gain practical insights into technologies, policies, and partnerships that can reduce risk and improve efficiency. It's also a space to understand where investment is flowing and how companies are using data, AI, and circular water strategies to future proof their operations. So it's not just about awareness, it's about action and implementation.
Yeah, I think the thing that I am particularly looking forward to is the fact that a lot of the discussions at the program and the case studies that are being presented are based on actual projects. They're not abstract, it's not theory. This is actually work that has been undertaken by large water users and have proven results. So, it's something that is easy to replicate or to adapt to each person's unique circumstances. So I do want to ask, what is it that you're most looking forward to this year? I'm really excited about the fact that we have this amazing joint keynote where we are addressing both water and large power user challenges. But wanted to find out from you, what is it that you're looking forward to hearing and discovering at Water Security Africa Johannesburg?
So it's a full packed program. I'm also very, very excited about the joint keynote. I think that's going to be very, very interesting from both sectors to get that insight. But in particular, I'm really excited by the cross sector discussions we've created this year, especially sessions that bring together perspectives from mining, food processing, and property management. It's always
Mm.
inspiring to see how different sectors are innovating like in similar ways. I'm also looking forward to our opening session where we'll be posing a question, a fundamental question to the industry of, do we really have a water problem at scale? It's a chance to challenge perceptions and explore where there's misalignment in how different sectors understand the issue. And I'll say lastly that the closing session, where we'll be bringing in the industry and audience together in a more engaging and collective format to unpack the day's themes. It's about asking, what actions are we willing to take forward and how do we build accountability around them? That's where I believe the real impact of this event will come through.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited about that session too. I think it's going to be a great way to end off the event, give people an opportunity to um, curate a message that can be put forward from the industry to policymakers and financiers and the people who uh, create the enabling environment in which some of this innovation can move forward. Yoli, thanks so much for sharing this information and your insights into the Water Security Africa Johannesburg event with us. We're really looking forward to seeing all of you. And if you want to know more, please have a look at the information on the ticker tape below. And otherwise, we hope to see you in Johannesburg from the 4th to the 5th of November at the Maslow. Thanks so much for joining us.